Do your eBay sales suck? If you've been selling on eBay for any amount of time, you know that sales are just a roller coaster. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down, and most of the time we're kind of freaking out that our sales aren't good enough, right? So if you want to increase your sales on eBay in 2020, here are some of my best tips. Hi, I'm Eileen. I am a work-at-home mom, a reseller, an entrepreneur, a YouTuber, a blogger. I have a lot of hats that I wear, but I share here on Hustle and Slow, my YouTube channel, all about making money from home for regular people. You don't have to be any specific person to be an entrepreneur. There are so many ways to make money if you want to make an extra income or if you want to make a full-time job out of it. So I like to share all about reselling and making money from home. So I mainly share about reselling online on places like eBay and Poshmark, but I also try to share a little bit more about other ways you can make money from home. If you like videos like that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos. Let's just jump right into my tips on increasing your sales in 2020. So the first thing I'm gonna say, I'm sure you've heard before if you've read anything about increasing your sales or watched any videos on increasing your sales, and that is to try and list daily. I don't personally list daily, but I do try to list daily, and listing daily is key because it shows eBay that you're active and you want to make eBay happy. You want to make the eBay algorithms happy. You want them to see that you're active and that you're a serious reseller, because they will kind of bump you up in their algorithm. So I noticed that if I don't list for a long time, my sales slowly start to drop, even if I have hundreds of items listed. So just by listing consistently, trying to list daily, just even a couple of items will help you make more sales on eBay. If you are more of a bulk lister and you like to list all at once, I also like to batch my work, so I understand that. If you do want to list all at once, you can go ahead and list everything, but save most of them as drafts and then just go through and spend like maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day making a couple of those drafts live so that you have new items going up every single day on eBay. Another tip is to also ship daily. I know it can be hard to get to the post office every single day, but even if you can't get to the post office, print that shipping and do the actual shipping on your computer through eBay every single day. Even if you're dropping them off 3 times a week, make sure your handling time is correct for how often you're dropping them off. But even just the act of printing a label out and putting it on the package and getting that all set up shows eBay even more activity. And also it helps your buyer because they're not wondering when you're going to ship that item. These days people are used to Amazon and they're 2-day free shipping, so making sure that you're shipping as quickly as possible, or at least getting them that notification that their item has been shipped or is in the process of being shipped, is super helpful to the buyer. But also, like I said, you want to show eBay that you're super active, and I can't tell you how many times I have gone to ship something and then sold something while I was shipping or right after I was shipping. Maybe that's a coincidence, but I really think it's eBay favoring my account every time I'm active. If you don't have new items to list every single day, you can relist old items. So if you have an item that has been sitting for a couple of months and it's just not getting sold, there's not a lot of interest, you can go ahead and relist that item. But when you do go to relist it using the sell similar feature. Don't click relist. So you would go ahead and end that item and then go to your unsold items and click sell similar and list it that way. When you do it that way, make sure you change a couple things, maybe rearrange the title, replace a few words, change the price, just change a couple of things so it's not identical to that original item, and list it. eBay will see this as a brand new listing and will kind of give it a little bit of a boost because it's brand new. And anybody searching by newly listed, when they're doing their search, there's a little filter. Anybody searching by newly listed will see your item. Now I know that if you have items up as fixed price or buy it now, eBay will constantly relist that every 30 days, but it's not a fresh new listing every time you list it. It's the same old listing, and you will notice over time that item will get fewer and fewer views each month as eBay kind of recognizes that nobody wants it and stops showing it to as many people. So by relisting the item using sell similar, you get a whole brand new listing. And a lot of times if you relist a few items, one of them will probably sell. More often than not, when I go and relist items using sell similar, one of them will sell within the next couple of days, things that have been sitting for months and months. So go ahead and give that a try. I have a couple of tips for you when you do this. When you do sell similar like that, you are going to be paying an insertion fee or using up one of your listings if you have an eBay store. So what I like to do is I like to only sell similar or relist the items that are ending that day anyway, since eBay relists your items every 30 days. I just go and see which ones are going to end that day or the next day, so I'm not so I'm not paying more than I need to in insertion fees. You can also do this using the bulk tool. It's basically a fast way to sell several items, so you're not spending a lot of time doing it. You can go in and change titles and prices really quickly and repost a bunch of items all at once. One thing that I recently thought of, but I haven't tried yet until filming this video, I'm actually gonna try it now, is using a business card with a codeless coupon. If you have an eBay store, you can go to promotions and create a codeless coupon, which is basically just a link that's attached to a discount. So you could set up so that person can get 10% off when they click that link or they use that link. And I'm thinking about sending out a little card to people that have purchased from me in the past, giving them a discount using that codeless coupon, and letting them know that I appreciate their business, and if they want to shop with me again, they can use this link for however much off, 10%, 20%, however. One thing you can try is promoted listings. A lot of people really resist promoted listings because we don't want to give eBay any more of our money. They're already taking a lot in fees, and it's cutting into our profits, and adding promoted listings would just cut into our profits even more. But it does help, in my experience, to try and boost your items with promoted listings. If you are not using promoted listings, I recommend trying it at 1%. So you would pay an extra 1% for the item once it actually sells in fees. So if you have a $10 item, you will pay an extra 1%, which would be 10 cents. I wouldn't say go and put all of your items on promoted listings right away if you have no experience with it. If you want to give it a try, maybe try it on older items or a certain category of items and see if it boosts your sales at all. Like I said, do a test at like maybe 1% and see if it does anything for your sales. So here's the thing about promoted listings. Everybody is mad about promoted listings. They don't want to pay more money to eBay, but the competition on eBay is higher than ever. Unless you're selling things that are rare and highly sought after, a lot of us are competing with thousands of other listings. If you're not competing with thousands of other listings, if you're only selling things that there are only a couple listed, then you don't need promoted listings because people know your items are there and they can find them, and you're not getting buried in search. But if you're like the rest of us, you're selling used clothes, it's all kind of basic, you might need that extra boost to get more eyes on your item and increase the likelihood that it'll sell. Instead of thinking of it as a way for eBay to take more of your money, think of it as a way to get ahead of your competition. So there are 1,000 listings of the item that you're selling and you are getting buried in search. Would you rather sit on that item and just hope for the best, or would you rather pay a little bit extra to get that boost in search and hopefully sell your item? You could also run a sale. You do need an eBay store to do this, but you can run a sale for a percentage off. I think you can do anywhere from, I think 5% to 70 or 80% off. I don't really remember the top price. I don't know that I would put my items on 80% off because that would cut into all my profits, but if you do have stuff that's been listed for a while and it's just not selling, maybe try running a sale, do 25% off, 20% off, whatever you want to do. I personally have a routine where once an item hits a certain age, I will do a certain sale, and as that item gets older, the sale amount goes up to a cap. So I won't go over a certain amount. So if you want to try something like that, where maybe if something's been sitting for 2 or 3 months, you'll do 10% off, and then the next month you'll do 20% off. Only do this if you're really wanting to move those items. If you have really competitive pricing and you don't think that you need the sale, obviously you don't need to run a sale. But if that item isn't selling after a couple of months, it might be a good idea to give it a try. You can also try adding an order discount. So in that promotions tab, if you do have an eBay store, if you click on order discount, there are a lot of different ways that you can do an order discount. You can do a percentage off if they spend a certain amount or buy a certain number of items. For example, you can encourage people to buy 2 items and get an extra 10% off, or maybe 3 items and get 10% off, however you want to structure it. This is a great way to hopefully boost sales and get people to buy more items from you instead of just that one item. Another thing you can try is free shipping. Free shipping is kind of tricky. A lot of people don't like it. I don't love giving free shipping, but it is something that I am planning on testing out again in the future. It's something that I have tested out in the past, and I ended up taking it off because I didn't really see that much of an increase in sales. And I struggled with it because when I was giving discounts, I had to calculate how much shipping was in my head and remember to not discount so much that after shipping I wasn't making any money. So that's something to keep in mind when you do free shipping. Free shipping isn't actually free. You're paying for that shipping. So the buyer thinks they're getting it for free. If they use the filter for free shipping, your item is showing up, so that is a great thing for you. But make sure you put that shipping into your item price because you don't want to lose money. Everyone is so used to free shipping these days, and I think eBay is kind of pushing it because they do have those free shipping filters. When you're searching, you can select to only see items with free shipping, and that filters out any item that's not free shipping. So my items, I don't have free shipping on 99% of my items. So all of my items are filtered out when someone clicks that free shipping filter. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. If you want to try and boost your sales, you can try putting free shipping on lighter items or more expensive items and see if that helps boost your sales. Make sure to adjust your items to account for that free shipping and still make sure you're making a profit. Free shipping is more an illusion than anything else. Most sellers aren't putting things on free shipping and just eating the cost of shipping. They're adding that price for shipping into their price. Just make sure if you do free shipping, you put the price of your shipping, the shipping amount, in your price of the item, and that you're not just eating that cost and it's not eating into your profits. You can still be competitive with free shipping and not lose money. One thing to note, which is the thing that I struggled with and why I stopped doing free shipping, is if you're going to be taking offers or if you're going to do a markdown sale, you have to keep in mind that free shipping, because 20% off when you've accounted for that free shipping is also taking 20% off of that shipping price that you've added into your item price. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of confusing. Let's say you have an item that's $15 plus $5 shipping because you know that the prices of shipping is gonna be about $5. So your total is $20, but if they get 10% off of that $15, they're getting $1.50 off. But if you do $20 free shipping, the total's the same, right? But if you give 10% off, they're getting $2 off. So they're getting an extra 50 cents off, which is kind of eating into that shipping that you were collecting. So definitely keep that in mind if you're gonna be running sales or taking offers, that free shipping is in your price and you need to make sure that you're still making enough money once you give them that discount. One of my favorite new eBay features is offer to watchers. You can go into your active listings and there are these little bubbles. They're like little ovals that have text in them. And one of them says, I think, send offers eligible. And you click that and it shows all the items that have watchers on them that you can send offers to. So basically these are people that are watching your item that are interested in it and you can send them a lower offer to try and make that sale. If my sales are slow, I will go in and make like 50 offers and usually I'll sell at least a couple of items. So it really does help me boost sales. This is great because you're choosing the offer and you can send offers that you know you're going to be happy with. My next tip might be one of the most important tips. Actually, it probably is the most important tip, even though it's in the middle of the video right here, not right at the beginning, but it's source good inventory. If you have crappy inventory, you have stuff that people don't want, that's not gonna sell. You're not gonna be able to increase your sales because it's junk. So the biggest tip I can give you is to make sure that you're buying stuff that people actually want. Check comps on eBay to make sure it's selling for a good price, to make sure they're actually selling and that a bunch of similar items aren't just ending without any sales. Just make sure that you're researching that inventory and that you know what you're buying is stuff that people actually want. If you only buy things that people truly are looking for, they really want, then you don't need that much help boosting sales, because if you price competitively and have things that people want, like actually really want, then you don't need help boosting sales because people are buying those items. It's pretty simple, but it's obviously easier said than done. Finding only amazing items that people want is nearly impossible. So it does take a lot of time and experience finding those items, but it is really the biggest key in being successful reselling. Another thing I want to suggest is removing bad buys. We've all done it before. You're in the thrift store, you buy something either on a whim without looking it up, or you just think it'll sell and it's not selling, and you look it up when you get home, when you're about to list it, and it's just not worth much, but you list it anyway because you already bought it. I challenge you to not list it. If you have bad buys and you know before listing it that it was a bad buy, or someone gives you something for free, but you're like, maybe I can make like $5 on it, don't list it. If your research shows you that it's not selling, or that you can barely make any profit on it, or that it's gonna sit for months and months and months, don't list it. For every item that you list that is a dud, that is a bad buy, that nobody wants and nobody's going to buy, it's going to tell eBay that you're listing bad stuff and it's gonna bring your account down. If you're only listing amazing items that people want, it's gonna bring your account up. So you wanna show eBay, hey, I have really good stuff, show my listings to everybody. If you're listing crappy stuff, even if you have a lot of good stuff, anything that you list that you don't feel good about, that you don't think is gonna sell, don't list it, because it's just bringing your account down. And it's telling eBay that you have stuff people don't want. An easy tip would be to include more photos. If you're only including 1 or 2 photos, then you need to up your game. I try to include at least 5 photos. On most items, I probably do closer to 8 photos. If you are photographing clothes, you can do front, back, brand tag, size tag, unless they're together, then obviously that picture would be together. Fabric content tag, the back of the fabric content tag, which usually has care information on it, a close-up of details on the item, or even just a close-up of the fabric if it's a plain item without a lot of detail, and just fill your listing up with photos and give your buyer confidence in buying that item. If they can see every inch of that item and evaluate it based on pictures and they know exactly what they're buying, they're going to be much more confident to buy it from you than if you have 1 or 2 pictures of just the front. It's blurry, pictures are bad. You really want to give them confidence, and the pictures are going to give them confidence. They're going to see with their own eyes the condition, the quality, and the type of item that you have versus reading the title and just believing your word in the description. So take really good pictures and take a lot of pictures. If you're really organized and you're open to it, you can cross-post your items to different platforms. I currently cross-post all of my items on Poshmark and Mercari. Well, not all of my items. I cross-post items on Poshmark and Mercari. I use a tool, it is a paid subscription. It's called Vendoo. I will link to it down below. I use that because it makes it a lot faster, but if you don't have the funds for that, or you're not gonna cross-post a lot of items, then you can just do it manually. The reason you would wanna cross-post items is because some people don't shop on eBay. There are people that only shop on Poshmark or people that only shop on Mercari, and cross-posting your item will get it in front of more people. So it increases the chance of that item selling. So the biggest thing I wanna say about cross-posting is to make sure you take that item down the second it sells. Make sure you remove it from the other marketplaces that you have it listed on so that you don't sell it twice. I've done this before, where an item has sold and then a couple hours later someone else buys it on a different platform, and then I have to figure out who to send it to. Usually I will just send it to the first person that buys it and then cancel the order on the other person, which it sucks. But if it's eBay or Mercari, they will ding you if you cancel an item. So if it's anyone versus Poshmark, Poshmark doesn't actually ding you, which, yeah. Poshmark doesn't ding you. So usually I'll cancel a Poshmark order because I don't want to get in trouble with eBay and Mercari. And as much as I try to take things down, it will happen once in a while unless you are literally on your phone all day paying attention to your orders. This rarely happens, and if you have your phone on you and you can see that an item sold, you can quickly go over to any other platforms that it's listed on and remove it from there. But that's something to definitely keep in mind, is to just make sure you're really organized and you're really quick to take that item down once it does sell. But it really does increase your sales, because your sales on any marketplace is going to ebb and flow. Some days eBay's terrible, some days Poshmark's terrible, and Mercari's great, or any other sort of combination of those. But if you have different platforms that you're on, that is a great way to increase your sales and make sure that you have multiple streams coming in to make up for any slowness on one marketplace. So there are my tips for increasing your sales in 2020 on eBay. I hope that this has helped you and give you some ideas. If you try any of these, definitely comment down below. If you have any other suggestions for increasing your sales, definitely comment down below, because I want to know them too. I want to know how to increase my sales as well, and I'm always open to new ideas. If you thought this video was helpful, please hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this was a good video and it shows it to other people, which helps me. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like videos about making money from home, side hustles, being a work-at-home mom, any of that kind of stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support. Go make some sales. Bye.